What is up, my seafood friends? Welcome to r/thathappened. I'm your host, Dr. Fishsticks, and That Happened is a subreddit where everyone's lying. Just none of them are telling the truth. So let's get into it. Me, don't talk about her that way. Him, yeah, I've been cheating on that bruh for months. Me, you don't deserve her. She deserves a nice guy like me that won't disrespect her at every turn. Oh no, it's one of these stories. Him, what are you gonna do? Be her knight in shining armor. I knelt down and punched the concrete, blood gushing out my knuckles. I showed him my hand and said, "This concrete won't break for your bones, will you, piece of crap, Chad?" He started crying and ran away. Suffice to say, I got the girl. Every time I see that Chad, I give her a big kiss and he turns his head away and runs off. I get cheered every time we walk down the hallway now. No, that didn't happen. I think what actually happened was, you said all that and you knelt down, punched the concrete, and then said, "This concrete won't break, but your bones will," while tears formed in your eyes. Then you ran away crying. That's just my guess, though. Third mother, hey son, love your shirt. You look really good today, as opposed to any other day. Thank you. Third mother, there's a full-length mirror. You should take a picture. Me, no, it's fine. I don't need to take a picture. Third mother, you're not leaving this room until you take a picture. You take a picture now for your social things. Me, okay. Scared faces. Hashtag scared, hashtag forced, hashtag child abuse, hashtag help me, hashtag never say no, hashtag locked up, hashtag trauma. What? Bro? I can guarantee you made this up, but now you're just framing your mother to be a child abuser. That's messed up, bro. Also, I never understood people like this. Like, if you wanna post a picture of yourself, post a picture of yourself. You don't need to have this whole fake story. This conversation someone posted in another group, which I thought you might like to read, as it made me smile. Shared with permission. Kids in question are young teens and are mixed Indian and Caucasian heritage. Kids playing chess. Kid 1. Remember, the queen always goes on her own color. Why do you say her? The queen might be a boy or non-binary. Okay, let me just stop real quick. If it were a boy or non-binary, they wouldn't be called the queen. Okay, anyway, let's keep going. You're right. Anyways, your go. You're white, so you go first. I feel really uncomfortable with the idea that white goes before black. That feels racist to me. Yes, but it would be just as bad to say black should always go first. Let's call the colors chocolate and cream instead. Kid 2. Good idea. And the queen can be the slightly smaller ruler, whereas the king can be the slightly larger ruler. Okay, let's play. If this was real, these kids are going to have terrible lives. They have to way overthink every interaction so that they don't even remotely run the risk of offending anyone. I'm also going to leave you with this gem from the comments. The chocolate man or chocolate king sounds way more racist than just saying black. First day of high school, I needed to make this statement, so I punched the biggest jock, and he fell on his butt in front of everyone in the cafeteria. Even got his girl as well a week later. Okay. First of all, tip for anybody in high school. You don't need to make a statement so that everybody is, friends with you and doesn't bully you. Also, notice how he didn't say, punch the biggest bully or someone, or he, punched someone who was, bullying or harassing someone. He just punched, the jock. So that means people probably cared about him and liked him. So everyone's gonna be angry at you, bro. So tell me why I accessed the dark on accident and I went to this random chat room and asked for $100,000 as a joke, and then 30 minutes later I get an email with an ad and a picture of me saying 17-year-old African American for $33,500. Then I click the link for this ad, and now my computer screen is white. And I don't know what to do, so I called the police. My mom works for the NHS and had to have a meeting about a criminal damage charge on her record, smashed her ex's car windscreen a few years ago. And the man who interviewed her was just like, "Yes, get him, girl." I hate I hate all of this. Is it true that you stole a teacher's car in high school? If you and 8 friends lift a Volkswagen Beetle and move it more than 10 feet without permission, turns out that you've just stolen that car. So, funny story, when my dad was in high school in the 70s, he took apart his HS principal's car in the parking lot and got the football team to help him carry the pieces onto the auditorium stage, where he reassembled it. Carts go up for weekly assembly, there's a car. The principal immediately knew who did it and basically told him that as long as he had that car reassembled and in working order back in the parking lot before the day was out, he would get in trouble. The principal got to drive home that night. The only car you can disassemble and reassemble that fast is one made by Little Tykes. What hell kind of school is this? Charles Xavier School for Gifted Youngsters. That's good. I will never shop at Target again after what happened tonight. We, my family and I, tried to enter and the door worker got 2 centimeters from my son's face and grabbed him by his neck and screamed at him because he supposedly wasn't wearing a mask. To defend my son, I slightly tapped on the door worker's face and the door worker started to fake cry and scream. It was embarrassing. We quickly left and will never return. I don't know why I read that like a sports commentator. Okay, 2 things. One, supposedly wasn't wearing a mask. He either was or he wasn't wearing a mask. Was he like wearing a camo mask so the door worker didn't see it? Okay. And to defend your son after having a grown adult grab him by the collar and scream in his face, you tapped on his face. You tapped on the door worker's face. What's that gonna do? The only way that could work is if it confused the guy so much that he let go and just froze. I was the only kid in my junior English class who knew what a gerund was. My teacher was so shocked that he made me take honors next year. Okay. Let me tell you something right now. It takes a lot more than that to get into an honors English class. I would know because I have a friend who's in an honors English class, and she knows how much work it takes. My grandma hates me. Not my grandma. My grandma loves me, and I love her. She's very nice. But this person's grandma apparently does not love her, so let's get it. Yesterday, I told my grandma that I could code, and she stared at me for a minute and asked my mom if they could talk. A few days ago, me just being curious and an idiotic teenager, I'd gone and wired up the house with microphones so I'd be able to listen to anything anybody said. First off, that's sadistic and weird. Why? I heard my grandma yelling at my mom, telling her that men don't like smart girls. Incorrect. And to stop her from learning too much so that I could have a good marriage with a good man. And then she said, that girl is already black. It will be very hard for her to find a groom. Why does that make it so much hard? I shut off my devices after that comment. Why? Why can't a girl be smart and have her own identity? They can. You made this story up to show that people don't like that. You're doing the opposite of what you want to do. I hate my grandma. That's the opposite of the title. Okay. Edit, yes, I'm Indian. Edit 2, my family knows I wired up the house, and I keep my microphones off most of the time, and usually only listen to my brother's room. That too, because he's got a girlfriend, and I'm afraid he'll blow it, because he's a huge dork who doesn't know anything about girls. What? Why would you think that anybody would ever believe that? Why? Dude, apparently people probably did, though. I'm not gonna lie. My boyfriend was eager to meet my mom, despite my various protests. I pulled into the parking lot of the cemetery where she's buried, expecting him to completely freak out. When we approached her grave, he sat down, said hello, and talked with her for an hour about how lucky he was to have me. I'm not crying, my eyes are just sweating, raining on my face. Okay, just tell your boyfriend that your mom died. If you can't say that, maybe you shouldn't be dating. Because, I think that would be more understandable than you not telling him that and pulling up to a cemetery. Also, welcome back to another episode of It's on Tumblr, so of course people believed it. How to break a dress code. I broke the dress code at my last firm because of shoes. Got called to the carpet for wearing black Skechers to the work. So I started coming in every day dressed to the nines. We're talking cufflinks, high quality silk ties, gold face metal band watch, pocket squares, some of the finest bourbon wingtips you ever laid eyes on. I got tailored dress shirts and custom suits for frick's sake. It wasn't cheap. I did this in every day, while making sure to casually point out that the very managers who complained about me were wearing kids in the office. This went on for a few months. The interns and staff started dressing like me. We started comparing notes on tie knots and pocket square folds. We got high and tight haircuts with straight razor shaves. We bought badger hair shaving brushes and eucalyptus shaving soap. The partners started getting embarrassed as we were dressing considerably nicer than they cared to. They had a big meeting and declared the entire dress code dead. Jeans, t-shirts, flip-flops, all fair game unless you had a client meeting. I'm just not going to comment on this one because it seems the most believable and definitely the most entertaining of the ones we've read. But sadly, ladies and gents, that is all the time we have for today. If
I know it's my ADHD, cause I can't stop moving my feet.